Hello everyone, how are you doing? Today I'm going to talk about my theory for religion in Super WorldBox and how does it work, because I think it could be pretty interesting. To begin with, you have to know that the following religion in WorldBox would be monotheistic, and that the supreme and almighty God is the player, you, because WorldBox is single player, so having a religion like Hinduism probably wouldn't work because there is only one God. This religion is constituted as follows: an almighty God who is the one who creates and destroys at will. He has no limits. Going down the pyramid of power, we have the disciples of God, who have great power of creation, destruction, protection, and a bunch of other things. They're not supreme, but they do have AI, and they're really powerful and can create or destroy your world, as shown. These are divided into the disciples of destruction, who are in charge of imparting death and misery into the world. Some are worshipped, as they are the right hand of God, like Crabzilla, unstoppable, like Gray Jelly, living nightmares, like Greg, who is the incarnation of death and misery and pain. There are also Easter eggs like Maxim, who is a monstrous pumpkin who will create and destroy as he likes. He has nothing that will stop him, except for, I guess, maybe you, but probably not. I don't know. Maxim is pretty cool. On the other hand, we have disciples of creation and protection, who help most civilizations and do things for God. Among these, we have the divine finger, which is reversed by civilizations, and that creates landscapes. The white magician, who is a neutral being whose only purpose is to help civilizations face hostile mobs, like the other people we talked about. Pure-hearted beings who have ascended to heaven are fairies, and whose only purpose is to heal the wounds and eradicate dangerous diseases like plagues and all the other ones that they recently added. And finally, the one that I like the most, Mastef, which is an Easter egg and helps civilizations defend themselves from hostile mobs. He'll also sometimes go in his Discord server and ping at everyone. He just likes doing that. Under this classification, we can find that ants of creation, the sand spider, and Conway's game of life would be automated, commissioned directly by God to create and terraform worlds. Change things up a bit. Lower down are the infernal mobs that are sent by the god to punish civilizations for their evil actions, such as evil wizard, cold, demons, zombies, UFOs, dragons. They added a lot in this game, tumors, and a bunch of other mobs with dangerous and destructive powers. Some of these have puppets, associated entities, like necromancers who have their skeletons and ghosts, or cold ones which have their snowmen. The following are civilizations. These interpret religion in their own way. They might be believers, they might not, and that's what we're going to explain next. Some are humans and dwarves, who worship the god, make structures of the disciples, and have a strongly religious tradition, at least I think. This can be noticed in the church-like buildings, and in which they are favorites of the gods. Maybe. I don't know, actually. Are they your favorite? Hopefully. Because they probably should be. The indirect believers. These would be the elves, who, although they worship a god, this god is nature and life. But they do not worship the supreme god. And they are not very religious. They only try to live at peace with the universe and other living beings. A noble quest, but you know what's not as noble? The atheists, who are orcs, who, as their description in the game says, are brute, clumsy creatures, and, well, that makes them not worship any god and fight with disciples, like the white magician and the fairies. They have no religion, and in addition, they do not build statues of any kind, only bonfires. So, we suppose that they worship pagan gods or fire, something primitive like that. I don't know, I like fire. As if they were cavemen, which they kind of are. But they're green, and I like the color green. At the end, we have the most insignificant creatures, who are completely neutral, and you don't even spawn in yourself a lot of the time, they're just going on their own. Because who would spawn in, like, sheeps, cows, turtles, dogs, or cats? I mean, like, you want to spawn in a cool dragon, that's what you want to do. And others. This is my theory for how religion could be in WorldBox, although, please do not take this that seriously. I know religion is, like, a very sensitive topic for a lot of people, but remember, this is a game, it's WorldBox, and more importantly, these will be added, and they probably won't have any similarities to real life, and if they are, they'll be completely on accident. I would assume, I don't know. I don't know how the devs think. These ones will be invented, and like the cultures, each town will create a different one. Maybe I'll be right, maybe I'll be wrong, I'll probably be right. Remember, please like, subscribe, and do all those things that YouTubers usually tell you to do. Bye.